Hey, welcome back to Matt again. My name is Rampage and this is Gaming News. This article is Valve on customer service support. We have to do better. So, if you don't know already, Valve is the holder of an F rating from the Better Business Bureau, a US non-governmental, non-regulatory, and non-profit organization. According to the BBB, 717 complaints were lodged against Steam through their organization or the organization's resolution process, 503 of which were not answered by Valve. So apparently Kotaku spoke to Valve's Eric Johnson, I don't know who that is, about the rating, and while he stated that Valve doesn't consider the BBB a useful metric, it does see a need for better Steam support. So this is what he had to say. The BBB is a far less useful proxy for customer issues than Reddit, Johnson said. We don't use them for much. They don't provide us as useful data as customers emailing us, posting on Reddit, posting on Twitter, and so on. Well, I'd like to say that I've never gotten a response from either the Steam Twitter page or the Steam support Twitter page or Valve for any of my Steam-related issues. So, yeah. Why should I have to go on Reddit to actually get a response from you guys? Half the time you'll take, like if I email you via your support, you'll take anywhere from 2 days to a week, sometimes longer than that, depending on what the issue is, depending on what time period you email them in. So yeah, it can be a real hassle when, most of these other DRM services have some form of online support or live support. Now, if they offered live support, you'd be able to get your issues fixed a hell of a lot easier. Or even phone support, EA, Ubisoft and shit. I get it, they aren't as big as Steam or Valve, but it just feels like Steam doesn't really have a lot of support members, or it just doesn't really want to help you, because most of the time the response is, if it's a third-party game, you have to go to the third-party publisher's website and talk to them about it. That's their way of deflecting the issue every single time, whether it's like a game on a Ubisoft published game or an EA published game, whatever. They would always deflect it to them. When if I buy the game on their service, they're the ones that have to deal with the support. I shouldn't have to deal with any other support. They should have an EA representative for Steam, as well as Ubisoft and all these other third-party people, to try and deal with their issues if they get it through Steam. But if they're not going to do that, then they're the ones that have to decide or deal with the issue. They can't just deflect it off, because I bought it on Steam, or you buy something on Steam, it is their responsibility. Now, if it is a Uplay service issue, then sure, deflect me to Uplay or Ubisoft. If it's an Origin-related issue, yes, I would go to EA support, because Steam wouldn't really know that. But at the end of the day, they should know about this shit. They should know a brief about the service, so they should be able to give some sort of support, rather than deflecting it or just ignoring it altogether. Now, if it's issues related to refunds, the same thing applies. They always say that they can't offer refunds, or they, go to the publisher. Well, sorry to say, but under Australian consumer law, I am entitled to a refund if the game doesn't work, or if the product that I buy doesn't work as they said it would, or something goes wrong, or it just doesn't run at all. Then I should be able to get a refund, regardless of their TOS, or terms of service. So, yes, in that regard, I would say that Steam support is actually quite terrible. Now, if you've ever dealt with Steam support, you would know that they are quite terrible. But EA support, I think that they are probably the best people to go to for support. Ubisoft, they take nearly as long as Steam does to actually give you a response. EA has live support. I think Ubisoft does now as well, but I don't know. I've just had good experiences with EA support over Steam support. Steam support, I don't even think I've ever gotten anything fixed. They've always been like, can't deal with it, sorry, goodbye, and close the fucking thread. So, I'm glad that they got this, but it seems like they don't really see the BBB, or the Better Business Bureau, as a representable, or I don't even think that's a word, but I don't know, as a viable form of do things better type of thing. But they should know by now that their service, or their customer service, is quite terrible, and they do need to change it. So regardless of whether this organization has called them out or not, I can guarantee there's probably over way more than 700 complaints that they would have if people knew a proper way to complain about Steam, rather than using either non-governmental or governmental channels. If I could send a complaint directly to Steam about something rather than go through support, then sure, I can guarantee you'd have a shitload more complaints. I don't really... Steam really does need to change shit, and they obviously do know that they need to change shit, because in here they sort of talk about they want to do things better. I'm not going to go through a lot of the anything else in this. It does go for a while, so you can check out the article if you want to read more. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And remember to check out my gaming channel before you leave. See you guys next time. Peace out.